Hello.
Right, welcome to our in live creators of the Doughnut table.
I see.
You guys carry on. I'll let you guys finish first. So, welcome to GSCON 2022 and to the live creators of the Doughnut table. I don't think we've done a live one before. We did some interviews, didn't we, down at Good Game, but we've never done a live creators of the Doughnut table. So, inflatable doughnut, beautiful. So you won't be able to see them on the recording, but we've got a couple of the guys in the audience. Go on. Hey, woo!
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
That's why you're here. So, for those who haven't seen the Creators of the Doughnut table before, the idea with the Creators of the Doughnut table was it was a way for us to connect with the community and creators around the world and begin to put together, the struggles that you guys face. We deal with partnerships, networking, and marketing, and that's the sort of areas that we tackle. But we understand that there's a widespread, widespread things that people struggle with. It might just be in those areas, but it could be content creation itself. It could be any of the above. Do you mean there's daily struggles and creation struggles that you guys will go through? So the Doughnut table was a way to air some of that and talk to the community about that and begin to piece together how you can start to make that better and how, the content creation industry is very new. It was a way to begin to see how we can maybe move forward as an industry and make things a bit better. So Streamseed just wanted to facilitate the conversation and then get involved in how we could potentially make that better. So Doughnut table. We've got a hot seat on either side, actually. So if you've got any questions, you guys in the room, you want to talk about, or there's anything you want to air, or anything you want to get involved in, by all means, just run on down and get involved. Watch the wire there, though. I don't want to catch any of you going through the table.
It's a health and safety nightmare.
Some WWE. Yeah, not from a health and safety perspective, and I'm getting sued. So, by all means, feel free to get involved. You can come down, you can ask some questions. If you don't want to get involved in the actual recording, shout from wherever you are, and we'll just discuss that as well. So I think we'll just start with a quick round the table. So do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us what you stream on, what you're involved in, how long you've been involved in it, that sort of stuff.
Sure. So my name is Ed Templar. I am a content creator on a number of different platforms. I've been streaming on Twitch since about 2017, but my main platform has always been YouTube, and more recently has been TikTok, which is it's a hell of a minefield out there, because YouTube is... I've got a lot of different experiences in YouTube from both being a content creator and also as an editor for other content creators. Some of which you may have heard of, people like Jake Paul, Mark Donor, Rose and Rosie. All of these people are content creators that I've been editing for some time. So I sort of have a view of both sides of it at different levels. Obviously, I'm a much smaller creator than everyone that I edit for. But the entire landscape is so different because the kind of content you have to make on YouTube is so specific. You have to follow so many algorithms. You have to chase so many things. And all the work and effort you can put into it to write something, voice over it, edit it down, do all the metadata properly with your SEO and everything like that, get it up there with a appealing thumbnail. The second you do all that, it can go out to 10 people. It could go out to 1,000 people. It could go out to 2,000 people. You go on TikTok... You make one video with a bunch of knob gags in it, 1 million views.
Yes,
That's not even a joke. I made one video that was me replacing the word wand in Harry Potter with the word penis. And that reached 1.2 million views. And you go, this isn't how I wanted to be remembered on the internet.
He's the penis guy from TikTok.
Do you know what's upsetting? I got approached in London the other day and they said, are you the penis guy? That's going... This is the bleakest day of my life. I said, oh, you found my OnlyFans. I didn't say that. So my experience on Twitch has been very mixed. I think the peak for a lot of us during the streaming world on Twitch was during lockdown, because not only did it give a lot of the creators a shit ton of time to be able to make that content, it gave everyone else who wasn't making it time to watch it. And that was an interesting time for people when people started to go back to real life. Because views dropped, because no one was locked in their living rooms anymore, sort of being forced to watch Netflix and or Twitch. And so that's probably one of the things that I would say is a difficult part of doing it, because the most easy part is having fun, making a community, meeting other creators at things like this. But one of the hardest things is the tidal wave of emotional trauma that comes with being a content creator.
Damage.
Yeah,
Strong.
Hugely, because the ups and downs... Yeah, bang, bang. And now it's physical trauma as well.
Yeah.
No, it's more to do with the fact that if you do too much tying of your success to the numbers that you see on screen, it's devastating for your mental health, because you suddenly start going, am I the problem? Have I been doing something wrong because I haven't changed what I'm doing? So is that the problem? Is it that I haven't changed what I'm doing? And then you try other things and it doesn't work. And it's just so bad for your mental health to sort of be worrying about those. So one of the main bits of advice you tend to hear is just do something you love and build a community around things like that.
Yeah.
And that's probably the most sensible thing you can do.
It's like dance like nobody's watching, but
Exactly.
create like nobody's watching.
Create
just
like
enjoy
nobody's
it,
watching. Although on the other side of that, I do see the point of the argument that if you do stream to no one, it's kind of bleak, because also, but so if you stream to under 10 people, it's great that you've managed to get even one person to come and watch. But the reality does sit in that I could get a bigger audience by standing up and shouting in a McDonald's. And that suddenly makes you go...
That sounds like good content.
Yeah. I did upload that once.
Yeah.
But those are the two sides of it, is you have to sort of celebrate the fact that you might have a very small community that you're entertaining for, but also then there's people who may do less than you who have more. You've just got to try and get yourself out of that sort of mental rut of where that leaves you and just enjoy outputting any kind of content.
I think a lot of that as well comes down to comparing yourself to others. It's very easy to do, and like subconsciously as well, just to go, I really like watching this person stream, but mentally you're comparing yourself to what they're doing, trying to maybe gain some inspiration from that, but you've got to realize that everybody is really different, and the types of content that you bring in, the way that you do it, and how you bring it to the table is completely different from person to person. So I think it's really interesting. The TikTok stuff makes me laugh, because you are right, you could spend like a week slaving away on something really awesome and then just make a quick knob joke, and you got...
There is an inverse of quality to reward on the internet a lot of the time, where, like I said, you could spend ages I spent a long time on YouTube making video essays, which take a long time to research, to write a script, to record it, edit, blah, blah, blah. And then when that gets no views compared to a knob gag video, you go, God, what am I even doing?
Who have I become?
yeah, what am I now? I'm the penis guy.
Yeah.
So those are just difficult moments to get around. But if I didn't love it, I wouldn't still be here trying to do it and working with other creators, you know? So there is something to be said for all that, even through all the struggles.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big things that separate people. You get people who will try to do it to build and create a living from it, and that's fine. And if you do it, good on you. But then you find the people who love it are the ones who continue to do it forever, on and on and on and on. Do you mean? And you become more and more involved, and your gathering goes around you, and you become bigger by the people who love what you do because you love what you do. It's quite a rewarding thing as well, I think.
And the community that you gain around that, not just from the viewers, but also from the other creators. So we've got a bunch of creators here who have all become friends through doing this.
100%.
And they all lift each other's audiences up, and they become friends, and they come to shows, and they go to things like TwitchCon, GSCON. There's all these kind of different places you can go to just build each other up as well and make your own creator community.
Yeah.
And that, to me, might be one of the best things that's come from doing all of this content creation stuff. Some of my best friends are people who I've met from being at things like Comic-Con and meeting other YouTubers. And some of them, I'm going to be the best man at one of their weddings, for instance. And that's just the kind of relationships you build over the last 6 years. It's going to be TikTok content, trust me.
Strong. Is it I do knob gag?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When the best man speech comes, Harry. No, I'm not gonna do the jokes here.
Strong. Well played. No, that's really cool though. And yeah, I don't know. You do become tight knit. I think you can get viewers and people who come in and view what you do. But like you say, to have a support network who all understand what it's like to do content creation and what it's like to be in that world, I think it's priceless. To run it alone it's doable, but you don't have people there for you when you are feeling low or when something doesn't quite go the way you want it to, and you need to bounce ideas off people. So I think having that network is something that's just super important. You've got to be able to, communicate and work with people and bounce ideas off people and just have fun with it.
Absolutely. Something I think is also quite important to have on, I think this applies to almost every platform that you can make content on. It especially applies to things like YouTube, is trying to do your best to research and understand how algorithms work for websites. So YouTube, there's obviously things that they like promoting, and YouTube are so opaque with how their algorithm even works. If there was more transparency, everyone would be getting way more views, but they aren't like that. So you have to sort of figure it out from what the current meta is that's going on with the online sphere. And on top of that, learning skills like SEO or search engine optimization on YouTube, for instance, that was one of the most invaluable skills that I ever learned. So I do a lot of work with Konami, with the Yu-Gi-Oh guys.
Okay, yeah.
And when it came to making their videos, they used to get me along to these creator community days. And I'm by no means the biggest creator of any of the people that go there. There's people like Farfa or Revs Cards, all these people who have, I think they get anywhere between 1,500 to 4,000 viewers concurrently on Twitch at any one time. So I'm way, way down the scale of that. But the reason they liked getting me along was because when you've got a room full of card-playing nerds, it's very easy to be very shy and not want to communicate with anyone. Whereas I come in like a big, bouncy golden retriever of a man and then suddenly get people chatting just by making Harry Potter knob gags in front of people. But it's those kind of things, and then taking the videos, because they would give us products to sort of do as an exclusive early unboxing, and learning that even though I don't have the audience that these guys have, I could get sometimes the same amount of views, if not more views on my videos, because I know how SEO works. Yeah. So I'm going to give you guys a little hack if any of you guys make YouTube content. So you have things called keywords. You would have all seen things like tags if you've ever tried to upload videos, but keywords operate in 3 different places. They operate in your title, they operate in your description, and they operate from the tags. So let's say you've just made a video on GSCON, keeping it topical. So at GSCON, you would say GSCON vlog. This is the title. You'd say GSCON vlog, me meeting X creator at GSCON. Then in your description, you want to get those keywords in as much as possible. In a title, it ranks these from left to right, i.e. the first word of your title to the last in terms of priority. So you want to shove all of the keywords at the front that you want people to find there. You want to repeat those keywords a lot when you get into the description. Sometimes it can look a bit robotic because you're quite clearly trying to cram all these words in, but it works. Yeah. And then make sure that those keywords that you've put in your title and your description are mirrored in your tags in every conceivable way. And it works, I almost said 100% of the time. That is untrue. It works a lot of the time. So that is
60% of the time.
60% of the time, it works every time. It's really, really powerful though. So if any of you guys are making YouTube content, that would be my advice, is spend a day of your life learning how SEO works, because if you don't, you're going to be bashing your head against a lot of YouTube content and going, why is it not getting views? Well, it's because people aren't finding it in searches. And why aren't they finding it in searches? Because you didn't SEO it necessarily the best way. Sometimes things can bypass SEO, but if you do it right, you can actually get into search results higher than people with a million subscribers on their channel or anything along those lines. So that would be my crucial bit of YouTube advice if any of you ever wanted to do things like that, because it does work. This isn't one of those, you always see people like Susan who runs YouTube saying things like, oh, you guys should try making videos like this. And it doesn't work, you lying swine. So that's my advice to people who want to try and do things like that.
Strong. No, I think that's something important about GSCON as well, actually, because a lot of people who didn't know that, now you do. Do you mean that's this? And again, just to come back to that creator support circle, it's all about sharing that knowledge. Do you mean? And it's not something you can just know, and these things don't just appear out of the air. Do you mean? You've got to actually, people work on it, people do that sort of stuff. You understand, you learn from them. That's what we want to get to eventually, and start sharing and building these resources. So I think it's super important to be sharing that knowledge, as and when you do. Do you mean? And for anyone who does become super YouTube famous after listening to that now, you owe this man a drink. But yeah, no, that's brilliant, Ed. It's class. Get to actually meet you in person. So
it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
We'll take it. Welcome to the Doughnut table.
Thank you. Does anyone else want to come into the other hot seat? Because I've been gibbering for some time, and it's time for anyone else to come down.
It's 8 p.m. I know. Normally I talk all the time. I'm like, just let you go.
To be fair, that's why I'm here. Is so tomorrow we have a whole day of a bunch of presenting of various charities coming forward to talk, and some of the creators coming down to receive some prizes or medals, etc. And that's what I'm going to be spending all day hosting tomorrow. I think that's going to be in the main hall.
I think I'm on either first or second. It's one of them.
I think first is Matt.
Second then.
But it'll be second.
Second after Matt.
Yeah. You're right.
Maybe first. So I was just going to pass it on to Lofty. So just be nice, like give us a little bit of background on you, Loft.
Well, you know who I am.
I know you are. These guys don't know who you are.
I've got to tell that lot. Oh, so, hello. Oh, what? The live studio. Oh, the live studio. Yeah, so I'm seriously, we can't shut her up, can we?
No.
No,
It's
never
Pastel.
can.
We know
Right,
this
we,
by
we,
now.
we can't shut her up normally when we do this, but no, I'm Gaming Loft, or Lofty as I got shortened to by Leon numerous times.
Your name was too long, man.
Yeah, too long.
I had to dice it up.
So I'm a variety streamer and also primarily the host of Clip of the Week.
Yes.
On Streamseed. So I don't do Harry Potter dick jokes. I'll leave that to you, Ed.
You're lost.
No, I know. At least I know where I need to go to improve my content.
Yeah, you've learned something
Just,
today.
throw
Sort it out.
the word penis into my streams every so often. I mean, it's. I agree with what you're saying. I mean, sharing knowledge and things. I mean, I've been started off on Mixer, and then they shut that down. How dare they? And we go to Facebook. Sorry, if you're a Facebook creator, there, guys. Sorry.
Hang
I
on.
know.
Just to get on that, Mixer versus Twitch. Now you're on Twitch.
Ooh.
Thoughts?
The problem with Mixer, the good thing about Mixer was that you didn't have to have any of the software, so like your light streams or OBS or slobs or things like that.
Yeah.
You could do it directly off your Xbox because it was a Microsoft program. It was a Microsoft thing. So you could turn your Xbox on, hit the go live button, boom, you're a streamer. I mean, it was so much easier. Them shutting down that then led to people having to look at alternative ways of doing it. So how can they capture their gameplay? Anyway, you can go through, there are other programs, like I said, Lightstream, there's other programs you can use.
Yeah.
A lot of them are subscription services, and people, so when you're first starting out, you don't really want to be investing that money straight away because, like, well, is it a hobby? Is it something I really want to do? You know, when you get to like when you get to more, you become more and more confident. You say, okay, right, I really enjoy it. As you said, the passion for it. You then start investing. That's when you start putting your money into it. You get your capture cards, you get your lights, you get your cameras, and then you slowly upgrade everything. Whereas going Twitch, it's like, oh God, where do I start?
Yeah.
As a content creator, you think, right, okay, I see some of the big creators, and they've got big mirrorless SLRs, and they've got 500 lights, and they've got 20 grand PC. You think, right, I need to do that. I need to have all that.
It comes back to comparing yourself to other people. I think that is it's very difficult.
Whereas, like I said, with Mixer, you literally put your Xbox on, hit a go live button on your menu, and there you are. You're making content. You didn't even have to have a camera. And I think that's the thing is sometimes the expectation that you have to be on camera. You have to show your face. I know that we've spoken about on Creators the Table about VTubers, haven't we? And the fact that like that's coming through and like giving people that anonymity. I mean, so they're not showing themselves, not showing their backgrounds, not showing their environments, but yet they can still make content. And I mean, I think you've spoken about this before, haven't you, about you using voice mod and stuff like that. Anyway, so people can use, there's tools out there that people can hide who they are and have a personality and still make great content.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it comes back to everyone doing things in their own way. Do you know what I mean? You're going to have people who are happy jumping on cam, talking, one just chilling out, being themselves. You're going to have people who are, slightly more anxious and that sort of thing. VTubing's a good option, or just not having a camera at all.
Definitely. And you were saying like people doing their own thing. For me, my content is all about having people come in and playing the games with me. So we play games. We get to say, listen, open lobbies, come jump in, sit in the chat. Don't chalk, slurk, do whatever you want. I'd rather my thing has always been, if you're going to play games with people. You can play games on your own, which is great, but sometimes having that social aspect. As you were saying about with COVID and stuff, everyone being locked in their things and watching Twitch and stuff. People do still play games. Yeah, and people do play multiplayer. There are lots of multiplayer games out there, and you see some of the content creators playing multiplayer games, and they lock their lobbies out. It's like, okay, I'll only have my best mates. I'll have my content creator mates. I'll only have my mates I've always played with. Whereas sometimes what you find is that if you open it up a little bit and you let a few of your viewers in, whether it be viewers that have been regulars or whatever it is, it's then like word of mouth thing again. You get it down, like, oh yeah, go into this person's stream because they love having people in to come and play with them. Next thing you know, you start building up that way.
Well, you just get into other people's audiences as well, which I think is a key marketing networking thing, is to be, you're combining communities then almost. You get an interaction from each other's side of things.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is important. I don't know if any you guys want to add anything to that? Should we introduce Pastel?
Do we really want to introduce Pastel? Because that she's just either
just
going to break something or she's not going to shut up.
Hold the mic.
No, because she
just so you know, Pastel's notorious, absolutely notorious for breaking everything she touches.
Okay, hands up who knows Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah.
Hands up how many people know... Thanks, Ross. Hands up if you know someone who's broke Sonic the Hedgehog.
Do you know? I do know.
Hands up if it's the same person I know who's broke Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Pass it on.
I don't know how you even do it. It's like pen and paper.
It's a skill. It's a very specific skill.
That's what your content's built around.
Yeah.
Top tier.
Yeah, top tier content. Just glitched Sonic through a loop somehow. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. Anyway, I'm Pastel Ninja. I'm a little bit bonkers, and if you come to my stream, you'll get a lot of horror games, variety games, Gremlin energy, blue hoodies, and silliness, and community as well. Yes.
Gremlin energy.
Yes, I'm crazy.
I was going to say, is that like Gremlin an energy drink, or you are a Gremlin full of energy? I was like, where does this go?
I'm a Gremlin full of energy drink who is like worse if I have energy drinks, and I had 3 just before I came on here. So, hey guys.
If anyone releases Gremlin Energy, again, you owe it to Ed, yeah?
Yeah. Hashtag Gremlin energy. Put it at the front of the YouTube name. I'm not messing around anymore. At the front, yeah. All Gremlin energy now. It's all at the front.
Touching on it though, like Ed's point was really, really important. I think skill sharing with the community is invaluable because unless people are actually willing to share the information they've had, you're essentially just keeping people kind of out. You know, you in a way almost not on purpose, but kind of gatekeeping. Like without gatekeeping, like you're not doing it intentionally, but at the same time, you know, if you don't share your knowledge, how are other people going to learn? Like with content creation, there's no hard and fast rules. You can't, you know, get a course to do. Well, you can, but they're usually fake. But you can't really get a course on it. You can spend lots of money and keep smacking your face against paywalls to try and, you know, get software, get courses, try and get the knowledge to do it. But really, no amount of knowledge in terms of these paid like courses on content creation are ever actually gonna, you know, be valuable to you. Hey,
take a seat. Take a seat.
That was real classy. Everybody has a very different content creation journey, so you can't really take someone else's stories and someone else's experience and apply them to yourself and expect it to work. But what you can do is listen to other people's stories, listen to other people's journeys, and think, well, okay, that sounds really cool. How can I make my journey work for me?
Yeah.
And I think it's, again, just invaluable that obviously people make friends, talk to each other about your experiences, talk to each other about your content journeys, help each other out where people get stuck. I'm very much in the mindset that if people don't have these conversations, if people don't learn from each other, no one's ever going to really be in a position to, you know, learn anything or find the same level of success as, you know, anyone else might have, if that makes sense.
I think it's a controversial topic as well, actually, because you can look at this both ways, I think. You can go, I can help everybody, I can grow my audience, I can grow like my connections and my whatever. But if I make everyone else better, does that mean they take over me? And like I said, it's a really controversial thing to say. But it's almost like, am I helping out competition by helping other people? And I just want to throw that out there as a really like shitty, almost controversial topic and just get your thoughts on where you stand with that sort of thing. And anyone wants to have a crack? It up. We'll come back to Welsh and Nicky.
It sort of depends what you mean by competition, because there is the argument that every streamer is like a snowflake. they're all different.
Sorry, can someone
You streamers are all snowflakes. No, they're all unique. Everyone's different because some people, there are some people who are clearly very unique and individual in what they do, and that's part of the reason that they grow to the platform size that they have.
Yeah.
But a lot of your lower end creators are typically the same, but the thing that they have is their individuality. Mm-hmm. No one else talks how they talk, or no one else has that one particular dynamic with their audience, even if it's similar. There is an element of being unique. So whilst I understand the idea of, well, if I inflate these other people in my community, am I putting too many people over to them and will they not come to me? Mm-hmm. That might be true, but also they're not getting you anymore if they do that. So they'll still come to you, but I feel it's important to celebrate the successes of anyone around you who's in your creator community.
Completely agree.
Because anything can happen. You could all do the exact same thing, and one person may have an extra element of fortune in it where maybe they get discovered by the right person who then happens to have a very big following and they get retweeted. It's sort of like Jacksepticeye, how he took off initially was he got a very big shout out from PewDiePie.
Yeah.
But on top of that, he also had the substance to back it up behind him. Because getting shouted out is all good and well, but if you're not doing anything to warrant the shout out or anything that when people come to your channel they go, oh, this is good, then it's not going to stick around. So making sure that you're outputting the best thing that you can and lifting up the people around you, it doesn't matter if they grow bigger than you, I don't think.
I think it's all, comes for content creation business a lot. Do you mean whenever you're doing anything, it always helps to lift the people around you up, I think. Because you're working together, you're coming towards a common goal, and you will, lift each other as you go. And I think it's really important to remember that.
If they do end up higher than you, then that brings more people to you because they'll be lifting you up as well. So it'll go up and up and up and up, and it may go unevenly between your little community, but it'll all be on an upward trend, which is the positive thing.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really interesting point. I don't know if anyone else got anything on there. No, you all right? Maybe we'll introduce. Oh, go on. You're gonna go. Oh, not Pastor. Here we go.
No, I was just gonna kind of agree with Ed's point. Like, if you're a successful streamer already and you share your knowledge, and that knowledge works for someone else, that's not you being bad. That's your success story. Shout it out. Like, okay, that person's also got big, but if anything, you've still got the original strategies for yourself. You're still big yourself. You've got all this success, and you've got an extra success story. That's not going to bring you down. If anything, that's going to raise you up as well. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I think everyone should just come together as a community. But more importantly, like, when you, as a content creator, or just in business, communities, real life in general, the people that bring each other down are the people that remain unsuccessful. And I think that holds true. Like, think about it. If you've ever worked any normal job and you've got someone in the office who just upsets the energy, brings everybody down, do they get the promotion? Absolutely not. So, you just got to think about that. It's very much like a bit of common sense, a bit of real life kind of, energy, but it's always better to raise people up, you know what I mean, than bring them down.
And not to go full, deep water, but I think you got to remember that every content creator, everybody behind something is still a person at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And it can be easy for people to forget sometimes, I think, when they just go, this guy's really cheesing me off. I can't stand you, blah, blah, blah. And, you're attacking somebody at that point. And it's like, you don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be doing that. Go on, we'll introduce Welsh. Well, go. Say your name, that's it. That's
Hi there,
the
everybody. I hope we're having a great Twitch. No. GSCON.
You've been at TwitchCon once, so now it's game on.
Cut, edit. I'm Welsh Ginger. You'll find me over on Twitch playing horror games mostly and screaming really, really loudly. Mostly swear words.
And a really high pitch.
Yeah, it's kind of a high pitch.
I drove up with him yesterday. We had 4 hours of his high pitch singing in the car. I don't need it again. He's walking home. You're walking home.
You were singing as well.
I know I was, but I can't hear myself. I can hear you.
But yeah, I totally agree with what you were saying, Pat, still about supporting each other. There seems to be a lot of a culture at the moment about bringing people down, and I don't see why there doesn't seem to be a point to it. It just seems using people to breaking someone down to build yourself up and look good on controversy. And I don't understand why people seem to be going for this. I
don't know. I guess it's controversial to say, but some people like the drama, I guess.
I suppose
it's
so,
It's a
drama builds.
Dedicated to Drama 101, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it?
There was an interesting discovery through a study on, I think it was both Twitter and YouTube, where they found that negatively worded titles do 58% better than positive titles, which means people on the internet are predisposed to negativity. And that's a worrying factor. But something to remember, if you're making content, make it about hate. Embody hate and only be negative, and you'll probably see a 58% rise in your content. Please don't follow that advice. Spread positivity. Let's change the studies.
Be an arse and build them up.
Don't.
Write it on my gravestone. Be an arse and build it up. That's going to be his slogan. Welsh Ginger, be an ass. Build them up. Be an ass, build it up.
Don't forget. First word in your YouTube video when you're doing hate. Yeah, I think that's it. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Annyeonghaseyo, everyone. Hi, I'm Nikki Stones. I'm Dublin's drag K-pop idol. I'm a Twitch streamer, primarily doing not gaming. Primarily more just chatting and trying to break into the music scene at the moment on Twitch. I've had a weird journey with content creation. I've had a very weird journey, but I have a very weird opinion of this. Yes, I think we should all support each other, but we have to be careful that we don't go into the support for support meta that is apparently out there at the moment. Which
I'm glad this is coming in.
it's the thing. It's that thing. I got caught in it when I started streaming, which is like 2 years ago. I started streaming and it was like, okay, join this team. You're gonna like get loads and loads of friends. You're gonna follow them. They're gonna follow you. You're gonna lurk them. They're gonna lurk you. You're all gonna get to partner in no time. And then when we all realized that all of that was just for show and none of it happened, we were all a bit like, so we actually do have to like create content now. We can't just sit in front of our computers and just like smile and look pretty. Because usually that works. Usually that works for me. Apparently it didn't work on Twitch.
Doesn't work for me.
Hey, be nice. Be nice, you.
I don't. I didn't. I said it was
18 inches.
Once.
You should give me
I know.
18 inches. That's impressive.
It's all forehead.
But no, I think content creation, like, no matter what, at the end of the day, when it comes down to content creation, it's so weird because everyone talks about success within content creation, but I think my view of success is I just want to create cool content that people enjoy watching with my friends, and if I'm doing that, and then that's me successful and me happy. So call that a controversial opinion, but I think that is like that's the real reason why I do it.
No, you've got to do it for you, 100%. I think
Follow me on
that's like
Twitter,
the thing
you.
of going for like a job you really hate because you just want to sort of try and get something out of it. I think you've actually got to do it because you love to do it, and I think that's the difference. If you go into two streams, someone who absolutely loves what they're doing, somebody who doesn't, you're gonna know which is which. Do you mean you're gonna know which is which? So I think if you're not doing it for yourself, then maybe it's not what you should be doing. You should be focusing in on a different area. But everybody I've met at GSCON today, all the people that I've seen online and Twitch, streaming and all that sort of stuff, also like enthusiastic about what they do. It's really quite like, it's quite humbling when you see people just say, oh yeah, I do this, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, this is Saturday, this is what I do. And it's great just to look at all the different types of people, all the different types of content that's come around. I think that's one of the best bits about Streamseed and starting that journey was, you know, I've watched Twitch streams for years, do you mean? But I've never like dived into the industry until, you know, I was working with my brother. So my brother started a little background on Streamseed. My brother was content creating. My background is all product management, marketing, that sort of stuff. And it was like, my brother's like, all right, I'm streaming, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but I'm struggling to see some extra growth. Like, is there anything you think I could do? I was like, well, let's take a look. So we started looking at some marketing stuff. My brother's since come out of streaming to work with Streamseed full time. Like, so it's one of those things. Was like, I love creating content, but you know, from his perspective, he can get involved in helping others and doing what we're doing as well. But that whole background was built on, you know, if he's struggling with this sort of thing, then others are too, and maybe we can do something about it. So that was our way of getting involved, and we do our streams every week, and we bring creators in to get involved in those streams as a way to just say, I could do it personally, but what does it do for me? If you guys want to get involved and get your name in front of our audience and, you know, do whatever, and you don't mind spending an hour doing it, then by all means get involved. And since then, we've had partner creators, both Welsh, Lofty, Pastel, and a couple of the other guys, and I don't know, it's been nearly a year later now, and the journey's just growing and growing. But enough about me. It's not about me. I want to get back into this like support for support topic because it really is quite a salty space.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
so sorry.
I'm sorry. I know.
Oh God.
I know. I just think it's one of these things that is like a super heated topic at the moment. And it's just I don't know. I just want to hear some people's thoughts on it. I don't know if anyone wants to take the mic and have a little dabble.
Yeah, I think the thing is though is that like small content creators, they go out there. As I think we've all said, you start off on your own. You want to join a group. I mean, Nikki said you joined some friends, you made some friends. You know, and is that very fine line between the support. Wow,
You just missed a big high five.
Yeah, there's a very fine line between support and actually having the community. You know, so
Yes.
you know, so shameless plug, Streamseed, we're a community. You know, so you go into the Discord, it's just sharing knowledge, sharing knowledge, sharing clips, you know, all different things we do. But yet there are some communities out there that bring in content creators and purely just to say, right, okay, as you said, Nikki, you have to follow everyone, you have to lurk in everyone's stream, and it's not organic. You know, but then there's nothing stopping you going to other people's content and saying and jumping in there week on week just because you're in the same community. doesn't mean you're doing a sport for sport. You're going there because you like what they do.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a reason. There's no reason to. You can't say, oh, you support sport because you're in there every week. Well, no, because I go in there because I like the content. I'm
Yeah.
not expecting them to then come into mine. If
No.
they come in, bonus. You mean they can be part? They can be part of the chat, part of the thing. Oh, you want to add to it? You have that one.
I just wanted to add to that because, like, obviously, for those who can't tell, not a real woman. Not a real woman. I know. Like, gasp.
Absolute bullshit.
Like, gasp. But within the drag world, like, even outside of Twitch and streaming, this is like a very big thing where it's like, if you do a gig with someone, you have to follow them on Instagram. If you don't follow them on Instagram, you're a bitch. And it's like, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it's the same with streaming. It's the same with Instagram. It's the same with TikTok. It's the same with Facebook likes, the same with Twitter follows. If someone's vibes are not right, if you're not enjoying their content, unfollow them. And if they make you feel guilty, block them. Because they're... I have to keep this PG, don't I?
No, you don't.
They're a piece of shit.
Yep.
That's all I've got to
Yep,
say
very
on that
nice.
matter.
Strong. Follow that.
Well, I was going to say, first things first. Wow, I didn't know you were a real woman. Shocker. No, I agree. I mean, you go into you go into other people's content because you like it. They come into yours. You must be doing something they like.
Yeah.
Okay. If anyway, if you join a community, whether you be a partner like you guys, or you're new, or you're affiliate, or you're starting to, and you see that where it's like you must do, that should be warning signs. You know, find people that, as you were saying, Nikki, find people that are like yourself. You know, people that you would normally hang out with, like we are now. You know, people you hang out with at cons. Well, these lovely people we got here, sat here watching us. You know what I mean? All people, as you said, all people we've met, they've got passion for producing content, whether it be TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, and people that have the similar personality to you that you would see outside of the digital world. I mean, people that you would actually, you go to a gig with, you go to the pub with, you'd sit in your living room having a brew and just talking shit. Anyway, those are the type of people that you want around you. Those are the type of people that you want in you, whether it be as a viewer or in your community as people that you work with and produce content with. Yeah.
No, that's fair. Do you want to check it over to Chloe? Yeah. Welcome to the hot seat.
Hello, thanks for having me. My throat is really sore, but I still wanted to come down and say hi. So.
Oh yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Chloe. I'm my partner on Twitch. I play Dead by Daylight, Apex, Fortnite. I'm a variety streamer really, but I have a stream team, Team EXO as well.
I've seen, yeah.
Like support as support for support. And I just wanted to say, like, from a leader of a team, I've seen so many teams and so many different people trying to like make it on Twitch. And I just think from a leader point of view, there are so many expectations for like teams I've seen on Twitch where they've got members that join and they just feel like they've got this expectation they're going to grow and grow and grow. And they've got like an expectation of hours that they need to watch in the leader's streams. Like, as example, like 75 hours of watch time in a leader's stream to be even considered for being on their team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I've got this mentality where I'm just like, if you enjoy streaming, you do what you do and create content on every different platform. And if there's nobody there talking to you, then make the content on other platforms so you can encourage people to come over to your platform so you can actually just chat to them. And that's my 2 cents on it. Yeah. Hi.
No. Well played. No, I think it's important when you think of that because, you know, people come into our Discord and we're primarily built to help with, you know, partnerships, networking and marketing. That's the 3 areas that we're covering key. And we launched Streamseed, which is a free version, and then towards the end of the year, we'll add some extras into that. But one of the biggest fights for us is saying to people, you might get involved in Streamseed, but that doesn't mean you're going to be 10,000 viewers deep tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean you've got to set some expectation? We can help build things up. We can help, like, encourage, like, strategy and different content creation techniques and whatever it is we end up doing in the wide pool that we're working in. But that doesn't mean you're going to just go and instantly get 10,000 viewers.
Yeah, exactly.
I think just to come back to, like, some of the support for sport stuff, like, XQC, was he like 90,000 viewers on Twitch, like absolute king or whatever he is? You don't see him in everybody else's stream that is watching him, do you mean? They watch him because they enjoy watching him. It's the same as people will come in your stream and watch you because they enjoy watching what you do. Do you mean the fact that you might go into their stream is because you enjoy watching what they do? I just think it's such a weird, like being almost like an outsider looking in with like some of these things. It's just like such an odd thing to see and hear, and it just seems really weird. I don't know. Everyone's got a hot take, but there we are. What's your journey been like anyway, Chloe? Like, how long ago did you start? Where do you, like, I don't know. What's
I
it been
started
like?
streaming on Twitch 4 years ago in January, and I've had like such a weird journey. But I mean, I've known of Mixer, I've known of Twitch, I've been invited to Trovo. There's so many
Looked into
different.
Trovo a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot about it. I just knew that I just didn't really want to. I don't know. I just shut it down because I love Twitch so much, but cringe.
So yeah, big
but
heart.
No, I've been around the scene long enough to know about things like Royale streamers. No.
Yeah, Royale streamers?
So Royale was basically a way that you would get people to go into a Discord, and you would start with like a really low rank.
Yeah.
And then you would need to just, by watching people, you would gain like a following, or you'd gain points, and you would higher up, so it would encourage more people. So you get higher ranks based on the more people you would watch, and you would lurk, and you would watch them and get more. You'd grow basically. But the only people that were benefiting were the people at the top, because they were always the ones that like had the most viewers anyway. So you were encouraged to go and watch them because they had a high rank. So it's the people that owned and like, yeah, Royale streamers.
It's essentially like the pyramid scheme of
Yeah,
Twitch
pyramid scheme.
streamers, where I remember, because right after Next Top Streamer, because yeah, I won over as Next Top Streamer. That was a thing. But I remember when I right after that, I got involved in a new community, and that community was like, stay out of this, and then pulled up one of the Discords and showed me everything. So I saw this entire thing, and it was literally that thing of there were timer bots on like the accounts that actually linked to people's Discords to find out exactly how much they were spending in other people's channels. And it wasn't just like a case of they counted messages. It wasn't just like watch time. They were counting messages, they were counting channel points, it was counting if you were subscribed or not. It's like that way of like, you know, the way with like channel points you get like a multiplication of if you're subscribed or not. They were doing things like that as well, and I was looking at it and I was like, this isn't fun. It's not fun.
Yeah,
like
who's benefiting from this? I'm not. So like what's going on?
Exactly.
People at the top, they just get everything.
And it was the situation of like more people keep joining all the time, and it gets more and more saturated, and more people are doing it. So there's more and more people watching these big tops, like the top of everyone, and then at the bottom, it's just people. They're all growing, but they're all growing at the same rate. So it's that situation of like, if everyone is getting better together, is anyone really getting better? You know what I mean? It was really interesting to kind of see like the inside of it, which is something I never, like, because when you start streaming, like, because I started 2 years ago during the pandemic, and it was like that situation of when you start streaming, you don't expect to see all of this. You kind of just expect to sit there, kind of have fun, talk to a couple of people. Like, you don't expect all of these like things of like, oh yeah, no, it's literally want to become famous, buy followers on big follows dot my boobs. Like, I don't care.
You're like, oh my god, yes, please, I'd love to. That'd be great. I don't know what your guys' take on any of this sort of business. I know you got Streambase and stuff. Go on, Pastel, you go. Go on,
Come on,
Pastel.
guys.
Go on.
No, just like honestly, I've not experienced any Discord like that, so I'm actually in disbelief actually hearing about that. I think that's insane. Why does anyone think that is in any way okay to like convince people to join Discords like that? But at the same time, I did fall for a Discord that was a little bit like that. It didn't work the exact same way, but when I first started Twitch, I honestly had no clue what I was doing. I was just playing Final Fantasy, and I was playing Phasmophobia, and I was screaming a lot because I used to be scared of it back then. And like this, I was on Facebook one day, and there was this Twitch group advertising this Discord that you could join to make friends and network if you're a new streamer. Turned out to be a guy called King Shot. Yeah, you know him? Yeah. So
Let's hope this guy.
But yeah, like, so I was in this Discord for like a whole 5 minutes because suddenly I read the chat and everyone was just like, oh, you got a raid King Shot, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I noticed like straight away, I actually streamed at the same time he did, so there was no way I could raid him because he ended when I ended, he started when I started, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not that I would have anyway because his content sucked. But
Strong.
sorry, in my opinion, his content sucked. But like, I remember one afternoon I was getting ready to stream, and I got this Discord message from him, and he goes, "Oh, you ready to come into my stream?" And I was like, "No." And
You're
he was
waiting
like,
all day.
"Yeah." He was like, "Why not?" And I was like, "Well, I'm about to go live myself." Like, this was a DM, as I wasn't self-promoting, but and he literally started like swearing at me in DMs and stuff, and I was just like, okay. I've got quite a thick skin. When people do that, I'm just like, block. So I was just very like kind of surprised, but also not surprised, because I had a feeling this guy was a douche. But yeah, I was just like, okay, I'm not even gonna go in there. So for like the whole 5 minutes I was in there, I didn't really know to like the extent of like how these Discords work. I was just like, okay, this guy's rude, I'm out. But yeah, honestly, I don't like those kind of communities. Like, from the sounds of them, they just sound toxic as fuck, and I don't want to be part of that. I just want to, make friends and scream a lot, play games. You know what I mean?
Here's what I'm going to throw in. Was someone going to say something then? Or did I just nick there? No, I'm good. So one of the things I was going to say, right, you can come in from a newbie perspective as a streamer, I think, and you can be, older, and you can be a bit wiser about things. But to join Twitch, you only have to be 13 years old, right? What do you do if you're 13 and your parents don't know a thing about it and you just want to get involved in that world? And I just can't help but think there's a lot of harsh lessons, a lot of scary things that you don't know anything about. I'm talking specifically over like my nephew. My sister can't even turn a PC on. But my nephew's like, I'll go live on Twitch. I mod everybody in my chat, all of this sort of stuff, just because he's like, I want to get involved with people. What would your advice be to somebody who is like 13 years old, looking to do content creation? They watch content creators all the time. Do you mean my kid now watches YouTube more than he watches TV? I haven't seen him watch TV in years. He's always like YouTube. He's like 12, and for the last 2 years, all he talks about is his favorite creators on YouTube. So what would your advice be to somebody who is younger, who is looking to like break into content creation? How would they avoid some of this stuff? Do you think a lot of it's to do with their parents? Do you think there should be more support for younger people in this sort of environment? I love this. You're busting.
Nikki is ready.
Absolutely busted. I don't know who wants to go, but
if someone wants to go
I'll go after. You first. I'll go after.
Okay. For starters, I'm the queen of controversial opinions. I have so many controversial opinions on things. I think if you're under the age of 18, you shouldn't be on Twitch, for starters, or you shouldn't at least be able to live stream on Twitch. You shouldn't be able to live stream. Because I'm not, like, when I was 16, I was not mature. When you're a 16-year-old, you're not mature. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. I don't think any of this is a reflection on anyone's parents as such, because when you're that age, you hide a lot of things from your parents. Like, when I was that age, I was doing a lot of things that I probably should not have been doing, and watching a lot of things on the internet that I should not have been watching, and going out to places that I should not have been going out to. But this is an expose, Nikki Stones. I'll be in the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, there is still ways to create content that does not necessarily have to be all about shoving yourself smack into a community, because we know that there are a lot of people that are really, really young and have made it really, really young. Like, look at Tommy Innit. He's 18 years old, and he's been content creating since he was, 15, 16? Like, he's been doing it for a while, and he's like one of the biggest content creators in the world. But it's just very difficult, because when you're that young and you're that naive, you don't know where to go. And I'm saying that because I'm 23 and I still don't know where to go. It took me 2 years to find Team XO, which is now my home. Like, shameless plug. Applications are closed now, right? Yeah, applications are closed. Keep an eye out for if you applied, you might get on the team. But it's that idea of like kids aimlessly, I use the term kids loosely, aimlessly wander around the internet trying to find this idea, because a lot of the time they don't find it in school. So if you can find a community of people that is their age, maybe I wish there was a way for like people under the age of 18 to really network with each other and grow together if in the form of content creation, without the risk of like, nasty people. But unfortunately, it is one of those very, very difficult situations, because it's like the safety of the person comes into account, and that is ultimately number one. That should always be there, but then also their passions, because I started drag when I was 15. I couldn't go into clubs, yet I still did. And my safety was at risk and my parents didn't know. So it's that situation of we really need to make, at the end of the day, keep the kids safe. They're our future.
Yeah.
They're our future. Protect them.
Just to add on what Nikki was saying, I actually agree with you. I don't think under 18s should be able to live stream on Twitch. Not because I'm trying to gatekeep or age keep, but I genuinely don't think it's safe enough out there on the internet, especially in places where they're growing communities. You have no idea who you're watching. You have no idea what their intentions are. You have no idea why they're creating a community. I mean, we all like to think, everyone on Twitch is our friend and everyone on Twitch, is awesome. But at the end of the day, it's parasocial. A lot of Twitch streamers are not your friend. A lot of Twitch streamers just want to make money out of you. And a lot of Twitch streamers, not all, but a lot of Twitch streamers have some real crazy, intentions behind what they make look like a bit of fun. I know there's been a few, I don't want to get as well. It's not live, so I can say this, can't I?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Ross, if this isn't allowed, edit it out later. But there are people on Twitch who literally will go about targeting younger audiences because at the end of the day, they are grooming them for something a lot worse. And a few of these kind of streamers have actually been exposed on Twitter in recent months, and they have stopped streaming because luckily they've been exposed. But at the same time, that is not a safe thing. If only 3 or 4 have been exposed now, then how many of the hundreds or thousands are still on there? You know what I mean? Because Twitch has a massive base of content creators, and if parents don't know that their kids are on it, it's like you wouldn't send your kid on a random online chat room, right? So
Walk down this dark alley, see what happens.
yeah, exactly. You just wouldn't do it. And I think Twitch very much has that kind of, safety issue, especially when, the only real thing to stop you from going into an 18 plus stream is a question that you can answer yes to, whether you're 18 or not. So yeah, I think Twitch does need to do more to protect young people.
Go on, Chloe, I know you're lasting for it.
I completely disagree. I feel like you can be over the age of 30, and I'm completely happy with watching. I'm not 15. I'm an older streamer, but I love watching Benji Fishy, who has had a success story since he was 14 and made millions playing Fortnite. I had a friend message me on Facebook literally a week ago, and she said, my 4-year-old daughter wants to start streaming on Twitch. What do I do? And I was like, you tell her not to do that because, your daughter doesn't really understand. She wants to play games on the internet. Why does she want to stream? Streaming. I used to say that streaming is for everybody. Everybody can do what I do, and whatever you want to do on the internet, you can just do it, and there are ways to do it. But streaming really isn't for everybody. I'm just going to throw it out there. Not everybody can just do... you can envision yourself doing something on Twitch and playing a game and thinking that it's easy, but it's really not. There's so much more work that goes on behind it, and there's so many hurdles to climb. And I don't know, I don't feel like we should be throwing shade at somebody 13-year-old that wants to play Valorant and is a professional and is actually really good. And I think we should be encouraging kids to still be doing their GCSEs, because when somebody comes in my stream and they're like, oh, I'm going to skip school today and watch Chloe stream, and I'm like, don't fucking do that, because that would be a really silly idea. Don't do that, because...
Why did you skip school? Because I wanted to watch Chloe.
Chloe was streaming
It's all
Valorant.
about Chloe.
Yeah. and I'm just like, no, you need to do your GCSEs. You still need to, at the end of the day, I was saying this on stream the other day, you need to have a balance between education and streaming and having background. I have a job behind the scenes that not many people know about, and I need an income that supports me behind the scenes, and you can't just do Twitch at the end of the day. There's got to be a balance, and yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you saying about being some dodgy people, and Nikki, you picked up about. My nephew actually had something like this. So he had someone he was streaming. He's not, he's very, very new at it. He's above the age of 13, and he said, someone messaged him saying, "Oh, if I don't, can you do this? If I sub to you, I donate to you, and I'll donate." And he's what? I think he was 40. I think he was 14, 15 at the time. Yeah. And this random person said, "I'll donate." It was like $500 if you do this. I'm like, he said to me about it. I'm like, "Don't." I was like, "Do not act." I know you do not accept anything from anybody at the moment, especially at your age. Because they could be anyone, and they could be expecting anything. You accept that, they're going to have you. They're going to extend. Well, I've donated this, so therefore I want this and this and this, and it could then lead to a really dark place. Your eyes, Nikki, just making me scared.
We've got like this horrible story that we know of.
So I agree with what I agree with what Chloe's saying. Education. Get your background, because I think the big thing is that young people come in, watch streams, whether they be sneak into the 18 pluses, which a lot of ours are, because we play horror games, or we've got language, which based off today is we're all full of it. But all the other things, they see the big content creators who have made it and have been able to secure contracts, so not to belittle Ninja, for example. Everyone sees Ninja, everyone knows Ninja because of his Fortnite. But actually, Chloe, as you said, Chloe, that you have to work. It's not just about clicking that button and going, "Hi, welcome," blah blah blah. You've also got all the editing. You've also got all the background. You've got the script writing, video making. Yeah, exactly. It's not just a case of just sitting in front of a camera, and he was, and they see it like, right, I want to be Ninja. Well, okay, well, you don't just sit at a computer and play a game. You have to work. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of understanding behind it, and it's not something you can just say, right, that's what I'm doing. You have to have a backup. You have to have something else that you're passionate about. So it's all, it's great if you do blow up, if you do become a content creator, fantastic. Well done you. You've made it. You're one of the 0.2% people who are on Twitch who actually make a living, whereas most of us, as you said, Chloe, you're a big part. You're part of the creator. You're a big streamer. You're a team leader. You still got a job.
Yeah. It's not sustainable to live without knowing that my Twitch career could end tomorrow. Oh shit! Well, where's my money come from? Like, what am I supposed to do? I got to pay bills. I got to pay rent. I need to feed myself. Can't do that if I'm not on Twitch.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's really interesting as well that you brought up this idea of there is so much more work that goes behind content creation and streaming and general that kind of general vibe. Than more than just hitting go live, because a lot of people don't realize that Nikki Stones is a registered business in Ireland because of the fact of everything that goes into it. And everyone asks me, they're like, okay, I want to start streaming, I want to start drag streaming, I want to start drag. It's drag streaming and drag. They're three or streaming, drag streaming and drag are all three completely separate parts of my life that just happen to semi kind of work in unison under one name. But at the end of the day, it's everyone thinks it's this. I'm going to relate this back to doing drag because I've been doing drag for 7 years. It's literally my life. Don't dedicate your entire life to dressing up as the gender that you were not assigned at birth. It's for entertainment purposes. Because I'm non-binary. I'm allowed to make jokes about being trans. Okay, everybody, shut up. But it's that same thing of, if you put all of your eggs into one basket, you're going to burn out really, really easily, which then means you're going to have to take a break, which means you're not making money. And if you're not making money, you're going to drop. And if you drop, you're fucked. It's that idea of, as well, you see content creators all the time. I'm seeing people that have been streaming longer than me, and they're only now announcing us I'm taking a week break. This is the first time in 3 years that I'm taking a week break. I'm like, you've streamed every single week for 3 years. How are you not literally in hospital? I 6 months into streaming, I broke. I was like, I can't. I'm taking a week off. I'm not functioning anymore. And now it seems like every month I'm taking a week off. But that's
health breaks are important.
Exactly, and it's that thing of everyone sees the fun side of it, but behind the fun there's the work, and with the work comes the stress, and with the stress comes your health. And mental health within streaming is something that luckily a lot more people are talking about now, but it is something that it has been so taboo for so long, and you never hear the big names like Pokey, Ninja, any of them being like, I'm taking a break from my mental health, I'm burnt out. They never say it. They are, I envy them because they are literal machines. They can just keep going and going.
Can I
and
just
going
cut
and
in there,
going.
Nikki? Because only recently, actually, Pokey and Valkyrie have both started talking about their mental health publicly and saying that they do now take breaks 1 week every month for that. So
Amazing.
Thank you to them for opening up that conversation and getting it going.
Amazing. But yeah, and then going back to the other source of income thing, it's if something happens, I'll let Chloe kind of lead more into this. But if something is to happen and all of a sudden, one day, your income's to drop off, it's what do I do? and you're stuck panicking. So I don't know if you want to talk more about that. You're like, no. Yeah. Even if that business is something that is like literally one day working in a kitchen washing dishes, at least it's something else there. Make content. Vlog behind the scenes working in a Korean kitchen. I'm speaking from experience there. Don't do it.
I don't know if you've got anything you want to add, Welsh. You all right? Yeah, go for it. Give us your 2 pence.
I totally agree with everyone. Adding those extra, even if it's down to adding extra revenue streams from your Twitch. So maybe you do content editing on the side, things like that, something related to Twitch, but more regular income. You've got that potential revenue you can go for there.
Yeah, my kid made me laugh because he was like, Dad, I want to do YouTube videos. I was like, all right, cool. We'll play some Rocket League. We'll make some YouTube videos. We'll put them online. He goes, when are you going to upload this video, Dad? I was like, I haven't done any of the editing yet. Hang on. When are you going to upload this video, Dad? It's like, oh my God, please. It's like, hang on. You don't understand the level of work that just goes into one video. Do you mean? It's not like by the time you clip all your wins together, all this sort of business, and you put it all together, you add your covers and all this stuff, SEO, all these other bits, and you upload it, and you go, oh, that was 2 days' work for 10 minutes of filming. Class. But he doesn't understand that. Do you mean doesn't understand that? Maybe that's somewhere Streamseed can help. Maybe we can have a little kids Streamseed version when we say less shit and fuck, and maybe we we keep it clean.
Just dick.
Yeah, well, maybe not.
Penis.
Oh, penis. Sorry, penis.
I guess on the different jobs that a creator does then, how long would you guys say you actually spend just creating content opposed to doing all of the other work, like social media, breaking things down, editing, TikToks, all of these business? How long do you actually spend enjoying the game that you play in as opposed to doing everything else to get that content out in the world? I don't mind who goes first on this. I used to.
So for me, I would say gaming is probably only about 10% of the time that I actually put into trying to do everything else. I'm really, really bad. I suck at video editing. To the point where I've just kind of packed it in now and just hired someone else to do it. But like the amount of time I was just trying to put in to wrestle my content into a video and fail horrendously at it was just too much. It used to stress me out big time. So now I just kind of, I play the games, I send the stuff to him. It still takes him ages, but you know what? He knocks out stuff that's way better than I could even think of doing. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, it's so much work. I don't think content creators could stress that enough. It is so much work, guys. Don't think you're just going to hit a live button and become, you know, the next world celebrity of the internet, because it's not going to happen. It's more than your average full-time job. Like if a full-time job is 37.5 hours on average, if you're doing Twitch, you're looking at 72 hours a week plus. You're probably even looking at hundreds of hours, because at the end of the day, content creation sucks all of your time. It will suck your mental health dry. It will suck your very soul dry if you let it. Like, it is a lot, and it is not easy. So if you think it's like the easy way to make like $1 million, as you know, Drag Race would put it, like literally, it's not. Like, if you think it's an easy way to just, you know, get minted, don't think that. It's probably one of the hardest ways you could ever choose to get minted. Like if you just want to be, you know, earning regular money and living a comfortable life, just go to McDonald's and work McDonald's and you know, put up with being at McDonald's. That's a joke. Don't actually work at McDonald's, it's awful. But just get a regular job. Yes. I've worked McDonald's, it was hell. Hell's Kitchen got nothing on McDonald's. But like, yeah. If you think like content creation is just going to get you minted, just go work a regular job. You know, live a comfortable life. Don't put yourself through it, because it's not going to make you minted. It's just going to drain you dry.
It comes back to loving what you do, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Go on, Lofty, you have a crack.
Yeah, I was going to put it out to you guys. How many of you guys wish we were talking about like education and things? Nick, you were saying about So Chloe said like she always tells people not to skip school and stuff. How many you guys being content creators? How many wish that it wasn't a case of the education being out there? This is how you make a stream. This is how you become it. How many of you wish they told you how to edit? How many do the stuff that Ed was talking about? Yeah. Okay, I think that's the thing. So like we taking on what we've all said, like with the young people and what Chloe's saying about the kids saying I'm going to skip school because I want your streams. You know, I think I think education. You know, and this is some of the stuff that you spoke about from Streamseed. You saying like maybe we should do a kids thing. I think not just educate how to make content as in live stream. I think showing them how to edit, how to mix sounds and use voice mods, use DMC, because that's the thing. I don't know about you guys. How many VODs have you gone into and people are using mainstream music and wondering why they're getting strikes? No, I don't think that's the thing. I don't think they understand that.
Okay. So, another controversial opinion. I think when it comes down to content creation, a lot of the stuff that if we want to learn it, we will go out and find a way to learn it.
Yeah.
Okay? And if someone sits there like, but I don't know how to do this, it's like, and they just sit there and they're not going to learn, or at least make an effort to try and learn. They don't really want to know. You know what I mean? And when it was that thing of, I kept getting like, so I obviously doing drag, I would do like lip syncs and stuff on my streams, and I would get muted. Like, my entire second audition from Hover's Next Top Streamer was completely muted because of the fact, like, the first half of it was a lip sync to a very popular K-pop song. So and K-pop agencies are like so I went out of my way to learn how to split my audio. Now if you look back at any of my VODs where I'm lip syncing, it looks crazy because I'm like it's literally that, and you could just hear me.
Is this live on streams?
Yeah.
It's like,
but like, I've split my audio so Stream hears it, and but my VODs don't. And it's like, it's that idea of, there is a lot of resources on the internet. It's just finding them. If there was a way, I think I can understand why, like, yes, education, and like if there was like a way for everyone to learn how to do it. I think the things are out there. It's just a case of they're very hard to find.
Yeah.
So if there was I will happily do this if people want me to. I will like go out of my way and make like a massive Google Doc out of like every single video that has ever helped me with content creation, from like how to set up a Go XLR, how to literally plug in a webcam and make sure it's not on autofocus, because how many of us use a Logitech C920? How many of us use a Logitech C920? You know that every single time it changes its settings right before you go live. Every single time, and you're sitting there for 20 minutes. You should have gone live about 30 ago, and you're like,
from those
There
who
is a way
sat
to fix
behind the
that.
camera, nearly every single one of them just nodded.
yeah. There is
To
a way to
both
fix that.
questions.
There is a way to fix that. All you got to do is use the Logitech app itself, and it saves the settings. But make sure you boot up the Logitech app.
Also,
anyway.
could we also just note via Logitech C920?
Yeah.
It's actually filming this right now.
Yeah, we love a good Logitech C920. Best.
shameless
It's like,
Logitech.
if I
plug
walk
right here.
forward and then just slowly move backwards, will it get my face? But it's that idea of, well, yeah, and at the same time, I feel like no matter if someone is so dedicated as a kid to content creation and everything, they're gonna go into some form of production to want to do it. Like, I studied fashion, and in fashion, I learned a module in photography, and that's how I learned how to set up my camera to do content creation. And with that, I learned about like patterns and lighting and all of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So all of it, I feel like, yes, education is important, but at the end of the day, I have just a mentality of like, if you want to do it, you'll find it. You know what I mean?
I mean, the thing when I said about education, I think is making more, as we all said, as Pascal said, the time. I think that's the thing. I think as we said, like, people just think they just like, yeah, press a button and we just do it. But they realise that the amount of time that goes behind it. And I'd hate to think how much time it takes just for you to do your face.
I did this phase. Okay.
Because
Guess how long it took me to get ready today. Guess how long it took me to get ready today. You know.
I don't know.
On average, drag queens take about 2.5 to 3 hours. I did mine in 1 hour today.
Wow.
I don't even know how. I woke up and I was like,
but yeah, so so I think it's just I think the education side is as well as knowing how to do things. I think how much time so how much you spending. Yeah, you may spend 3-4 hours on a stream, but from that stream, you're then going to spend 10 hours editing. You're going to spend so many. You're going to spend X amount of hours doing or make sure that everything's there. To make sure you're not going to get hit with strikes. Make sure that what was that thing you said? POC SEO. You make sure that you're hitting all the right things so that you can so you can actually grow that content. And I think that's the education people need instead of like, yeah, I'll go on Twitch for 2 hours a night and I'm going to become famous. No, you're not.
yeah, no,
You're not
you're
gonna
definitely not. Twitch's algorithm's not Twitch. Okay, everyone here, hands up. Who thinks that Twitch actually needs an algorithm of some form for discoverability?
For those behind the camera, that's everyone.
That's literally
Yeah.
everyone's hands are
Yeah.
up because there is no discoverability on Twitch. And so yeah, no, I think the number one thing that that we're all saying is like content creation is more than just hitting going live. Like
Yeah.
I just feel like there's so many different algorithms on every single social media, and it's about trying to understand them. But when you've got TikTok and Instagram that change their algorithms every 2 weeks, you're still trying to learn it, and then you're like, oh, well, it's changed, and let me try and understand another one. But there isn't a manual that's on YouTube that can tell you like every single thing how to be a YouTube creator, a Twitch streamer. It's about trying to find that information and trying to find out what's actually shit and what's actually good. And there's no handbook that tells you like how to be a Twitch streamer in 3 easy steps. You just got to find
Twitch for dummies.
Oh, is that what you used? I want to see it. Yeah.
How to be a streamer in 746,000 steps. Oh, sorry, I was just throwing some bants. Or was you going to say anything else?
Yeah, I was going to say about, so you mentioned TikTok and the algorithm, yeah. Trying to get that, nail those TikToks is, it's next to impossible. Other than obviously if you mention dicks and Harry Potter.
Amazing combo.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just like being discovered on the For You page, and like I might get picked up using one hashtag, and somebody might get picked up using no hashtag.
Yeah.
And then I use a sound that's relevant. You won't use a sound that's relevant. You still get picked up, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong? Oh, it's all me. It's all my fault. It's fine.
I think no, it's really interesting that you mentioned TikTok because TikTok is one of those algorithms that like it's so hard to translate everything on TikTok over to Twitch. Like take Chloe and me for example. Chloe is like infinitely more successful than me on Twitch, right? It's the T. But my biggest video on TikTok is 3.5 million, right? I was playing a horror game and it was just me being stupid. There was no reaction. There was me just going nah at one point because like it was dark deception. There was like needles or something flying in my head and I was like and that was it. But it wasn't like overly dramatic. It wasn't scary and for some reason that went crazy viral. And yet ones where like you actually put loads of effort and things into it don't go crazy. That was literally I put that video into like one of those like apps that makes it like yeah, and then I just put it onto like a video editing app on my phone, cranked it out in 5 minutes, put it up because I was like, I need to put a TikTok up today, and that was it. And it was for some reason that was the one that went viral. It's so weird. I think with TikTok, when it comes down to algorithms, TikTok is literally just right place, right time. That's the only way that I can describe TikTok.
Yeah.
That's as well, yeah.
TikTok's literally just turned into a shopping channel. It's just like everyone's selling crystals and hairbands.
That and it's really interesting as well because you see people like the likes of like I'm gonna reference a lot of like just chatting streamers, but like the likes of BB Jess, Capri Sun Poppy, all of them go live on TikTok, and they have like so many views on TikTok, and they are able. I don't know how they're able to translate it over to Twitch. I want to rack BB Jess's brain for that because she is a god at doing things like that. But it's that idea as well of like apparently TikTok Live is the new thing. Apparently like I think like Streamlabs is doing something where you can like stream directly to TikTok Live now. But yeah, you have to unlock it. And it's like why could they not give that to people once they hit a specific like follower goal? Like I'm here.
It's 100,000 followers.
Is it 100,000?
Yeah.
That is okay, but that makes no sense because I think 10,000 should be it because like I'm sitting at 84,000 and it's like I know that I could pull in TikTok live views if you just let me use the things, because what's the point of me going live on TikTok and sitting there in front of a green screen when I'm trying to talk to people? It's not entertaining. I need my camera angles, I need my sound effects. I feel like TikTok is very limiting towards its creators at the moment, and that's why a lot of people are struggling to blow up on TikTok and B, translate that blow up over to Twitch, because it's all well and good having that viewership and having that big popularity on TikTok, but at the end of the day, if like brands will contact me being like, hey, do a sponsored post on TikTok, and I'm like, I haven't posted on TikTok in a month. why you like? No, I'll talk about it on Twitch. And like, we want it on TikTok. It's like, no, you know.
Fight me.
Oh,
Catch me outside, Obama.
I was gonna say you've already had this chat about fighting. I said to you, me or Ross? Would you rather? I'd rather have Ross.
Let's not get salty about it. No, I do. I think TikTok's just a scroll culture. You'll lie in bed and you'll just go for days. Do you mean? And Twitch, you'll sit there and you'll put a bit of time, or you'll have it on the background. It's something that lasts a bit longer.
Yeah, I think the thing is that you can. I agree with Nikki. I mean, it's hard to go from TikTok to Twitch, but it's a lot easier to go from Twitch to TikTok. You know, because especially with the clips. I mean, now we've got the new moments thing that they've just released. You know, it's a lot easier because you literally could sit there and spam your clip button on your Stream Deck. Or get your viewers or your mods to do the same thing, and then you've got it then. Because then, or you go through your VODs afterwards, and when you do your editing, you're like, oh, actually, that's a cracking thing. I'll pop that onto TikTok. I'll pop that into YouTube Shorts. So I think that way it's so much easier to do. And if there is a way for you to, if you have started on TikTok and you are thinking, right, actually, I do want to change this over to a live streaming thing, then they need to be more versatile.
I agree with the point that Leon just made. TikTok is very zero time investment. Like, obviously you'll be scrolling for hours, but people don't realize they're scrolling for hours. Whereas Twitch is very heavily, I'm loading up this, this just chat and stream. It's probably going to last 3.5 hours, but I want to watch all of it. So people are prepared to invest the time. On Twitch, people will log on to TikTok expecting to invest no time. In fact, that they just spent 3 hours in the black hole of TikTok is something else. But that's why Twitch can translate to TikTok, because people who are prepared to invest time are also prepared to not invest time. So they'll quite happily watch a 7-second video or something. But people who are only prepared to watch a 7-second video are not going to go, right, I'm going to go in this and spend 3 hours watching someone just chat. You know what I mean?
I think, I don't know, have you guys seen the new thing that Twitch is bringing out about the discoverability? Remember, we all said, like, Twitch discoverability is really hard. They're bringing out a new thing where you mouse over someone's stream and you get, I think it's like 30 seconds of their live stream. Have you seen that? Yeah. I mean, I know it's a beta at the moment, but like, so you could go. I don't know. You say Dead by Daylight. You've done before. Was one of you? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so for example, Dead by Daylight. Okay, so you type Dead by Daylight into Twitch. It brings up, I don't know how many, 100 different streams, for example. Everyone's playing it because it's that popular, and within that, you can mouse over it, and it'll give you 30 seconds. You can literally see their live stream for 30 seconds, and then from that, you can then discover. Why haven't they brought that in sooner? Because and then this is why we're going to get. This is why we struggle with discoverability.
I think my worry with that, right, is it's all well and good watching 30 seconds of a clip of someone's stream, but I'm not going to do that 12 million times, or how many people stream on Twitch. Do you mean? I'm going to go, oh, he looks alright, she looks alright, they look alright, and I'll go through maybe 5, 6. What about the other 9 million people, or whatever, like however many people stream every month? Do you mean that's impossible? Like, it's a difficult one. And to be fair, I feel for Twitch in this sense. How do you actually implement something that is meant to help everybody when you've got millions of people streaming at the same time? It's not an easy thing to do. Do you want it?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I'm saying. I was going to say, just on you saying that, that's fine. But the things that we find is, everyone who's an affiliate or higher, basically monetized, as soon as you click on someone's stream, brand never been in there before, first thing you get hit with is an ad. So as soon as that ad, boom, I'm gone. Bye. See you later. Because 30 second ads, and it's whether you like it or not. But yes, as creators, we can change when that's going to happen, and we try to put it in during, like, if we're doing a big stream, then we try and do it during breaks. So we go in the bathroom break, we can get a drink and things like that. But as it is at the moment, unless you've actually taken that time to go into your settings and sort it out, people aren't going to stay in your stream. People aren't going to. They're literally going to walk in and say, "Oh, for God's sake, an ad again! Oh, sorry, I'm gone," and walk out.
I just feel like Twitch, like, I might have this devil on my shoulder right now, but I just feel like there's someone telling me on my shoulder, it's like, Twitch doesn't owe you anything. Like, Twitch doesn't owe me anything, and it's about me trying to put in the work to get people in to come into my streams. So, like, you wanna build up your streams and you want that discoverability, but Twitch doesn't owe you anything. They make enough money. They don't care about, like, I'm a Twitch partner. They don't give a shit about me.
To be fair,
I'm just making the money.
You say that, right? Twitch doesn't owe you anything, but without you and all the other streamers, Twitch does nothing. You got to remember that in numbers.
So look how many streamers. There's 9 million streamers like every month.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm just another cog in the machine. Like, if I go tomorrow, there's still somebody else that's going to
No,
just do
but if
what I do.
everyone goes, then Twitch goes as
I'm
well.
not selling myself, am I? But yeah.
Come on,
I've got good content, I promise.
Right. Did anyone want to say, like, we're 15 minutes before we get kicked out, so do you want to have a quick go?
Just on the discoverability, I know there was rumours bouncing around about this for a while, but what if Twitch implemented something similar to, well, Hover, really, as built into their own, like an app that they could use for clips? Would that help discoverability, do you think?
I think I'm gonna. Oh, this is gonna be.
Are we biased because we're Hover partners?
It's like, I'm a Hover partner, right? I think if Twitch is gonna implement anything like that, which I think would be a really good idea, they can't have it as a separate app. It needs to be within the Twitch app itself, because if it's as a separate app, then you're splitting people away. And I think that's one of the hardships that Hover has faced, being a separate app, is the idea of everyone goes onto Hover, and you go onto Hover, and it's like immediately, okay, only streamers go onto Hover. So automatically it's like, if someone comes into your stream and they're like, I found you from Hover, it's like, okay, so you're a streamer as well, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I love meeting new streamers. I love meeting new people. Like, I'm glad that I'm here getting to meet awesome and hang out with other awesome content creators. Thank you, GSCON. But, woo! This is the part where you guys clap.
You can edit in a clap, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the issue that a lot of content creators face is we build our communities solely with other content creators, where we need to build viewers that don't stream, that don't do things. And I think that is why a lot of content creators that are successful are finding a way to utilize TikTok, because TikTok is not primarily streamers. It's primarily just kids on the internet that will just want to hang out with someone cool. And so definitely that idea of implementing it, because obviously a lot of viewers are on the Twitch app anyways, but before they do that, they need to sort out the latency issue on Twitch, on the Twitch app. Like, I don't want to watch a stream that's like literally 2 minutes behind. Like, every time I'm in your stream, I'm like typing, and then it's 2 minutes before you respond because
I'm
of.
just ignoring you.
I'm gonna throw this microphone at your head, Chloe. But content, Chloe XO and Nikki Stones fight live at GSCON. But yeah, that's my idea.
No, it's banging. I don't know if anyone else has got any last minute stuff they want to maybe squeeze in, but I've just realised we've got 15 minutes before we get kicked out of GSCON pretty much. So, go on.
I was just to say, as we said before we started recording this, everyone's welcome. You know, we do this every Tuesday, 9 till 11 BST, over on Streamseed Live. Just drop one of us a DM in Discord on Twitter, or reach out to the Streamseed team. We can get you on, and you can literally just give you 10 pennies worth, you mean, or 2 pennies worth, or Nikki, what are you up to now? About £50,000? Yeah, about the amount you've given us.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're all about getting you guys in, telling us what you like, what you don't like, and then, I mean, we're not going to change, we're not going to rebuild Rome, but at least we can try and do what we can, or Leon and the team can do what they can to try and make things easier and give you a bit of guidance.
Well, from our perspective, it's just, it's a vast world. Content creation's new, the industry's new. Maybe we can make a bit of change if we all work together. And that's the point. The Doughnut table, work together to craft a better future. Do you mean that's corny as fuck, but I don't care.
Very corny. Oh, he's going to make him cry.
Right. No, we'll do that. I'll make it cry later.
I suppose other than that, thank you to Leon for giving us all the opportunity. Thank you to you guys for sitting here and watching us.
All right then. We'll leave it for now, but until next time, should we all, Chloe and the guys, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you all. And I just get up. I'm basically calling it a day. Yeah, just throw it now. Oh, it's done. All right, and we'll knock it on the air day. All right, cheers everyone.
Cheers, guys.
See you later.